So today we are going to start the user management. Okay, user management. Okay, within the user management, today we are going to discuss how to create a database user. Okay, then so while creating the database user, we have to define, it's a must and should, we have to define two things. I mean two table spaces. One is permanent table space and another is temporary table space. Okay, how to assign permanent table space and how to assign the temporary table space, today I will be going to show you. Okay, as well as, so whenever we create a database user, that user will be not going to have any privileges. So without privileges, that database user can't do anything in the database. Okay, whenever we create a user will get it created, but it's like a empty user. That user will be not going to have any privilege. Zero privileges means zero permissions will be there at the time of database users creation. Later onwards, okay, sysdba, based on the user's requirement, based on the end user's requirement, sysdba will be going to assign the privileges to the dba. Sys user privilege will be going to have only for core dba. एक कोर डीबीए के अलावा सिस यूजर का एक्सेस किसी को भी नहीं रहता. अब समझो कि रियल टाइम में प्रोडक्शन डेटाबेस है, उस प्रोडक्शन डेटाबेस को थाउजेंड्स, हंड्रेड्स, थाउजेंड्स यूजर्स एक्सेस करते रहते. ओके, लेकिन उस डेटाबेस के लिए एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के लिए मींस डीबीए एक ही बंदा रहेगा. ये क्या दो, हर कंपनी को ये क्या दो ही बंदे रहते हैं डीबीएस. वो एक या दो बंदों को ही सिस का प्रिविलेज रहता, सिस यूजर का प्रिविलेज. ओके, except DBA, no other user is going to access the sys privilege. जब कभी हमको एक नया एंड यूजर ज्वाइन हुआ कंपनी में, ओके, उसके लिए एक नया अकाउंट बनाना पड़ता. जब एक नया अकाउंट का माना एक नया डेटाबेस यूजर, जब नया डेटाबेस यूजर बनाएंगे ना हम लोग, उस यूजर को कुछ भी प्रिविलेजेस नहीं रहते. whenever we create a new database account in a database, that user will be not going, that user will be not going to have any privileges. I mean zero privileges will be there. Based on that, based on the user's requirement, DBA with the help of sys user, DBA with the help of sys user, DBA will be going to assign the privileges. Okay, now in privileges we have two types of the privileges are there. In privileges we have two types of privileges are there. See here, type of privileges. Okay, overall in the privileges we have two types of the privileges are there. What are those types? One is system privilege, one is object privilege. Okay, so first let's understand about the object privileges. Object privileges. So object privileges means select, insert, update, delete. These four are the object level privileges. These four are the object level privileges. Okay, so apart from these four, whatever privileges is there, all privileges are belongs to system level privileges. Okay, system privileges. Okay, for an example, okay, while practicing the SQL, we have seen that, okay, after creating user, for example, we have given create, grant, create session, create table. All these privileges are the system level privileges. Except without privileges, database user can't perform anything. Okay, so many type of privileges are there. For example, see here, create table, okay, create sequence, create synonym, create session. Okay, so okay, create session, create table, create sequence, create synonym, create database link, create view, drop any object, etc. Apart from that, so many system level privileges are there. Okay, so instead of remembering the system level privileges, you just remember the object level privileges. Okay, like this. Except this four, all other privileges will be come under system privileges. Okay, now apart from that, so at the time of database creation, two super users will be get it created. What are those two users? One is sys, another is system. These two are the super users, super database users which created at the time of database creation. Okay. So sys is a super user for data dictionary. Sys is a super user for data dictionary, and system is a super user to perform day-to-day activities. Okay. Now within sys and system, sys is the most powerful user. Okay. If you got the access, if you got the sys user access, then you will be as a king in the database. You will act as a king in the database. You can do anything. You can access any object. Okay. So apart from these privileges, we have another concept called role, R-O-L-E, role. Now, what is exactly called a role? Okay. Now, for examples here, if you want to assign 4 system privileges for some user, okay, then what is the command? Like this, you have to type like this. Okay, grant. Okay. For example, create session to focus. Okay, then again grant create table to focus, grant create table space to focus. Like this, individually you have to give. So suppose if you think that, so couple of privileges I need to give in one go within single command, I want to give the multiple privileges to a database user, then we have a concept called role. What is a role? Means role is a collection of privileges. Here what is a role? It's a role means it's a empty container. Okay, like this, create role, some name. Okay, that empty container means empty box will be get it created. Now within that empty box we can put multiple privileges, then that box we can assign to multiple users. Okay, whatever privileges is there under that role. Okay, once I assign that role to multiple users, all that users will get these privileges. So hope you are getting.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. अब देखो रोल बोले थे कंटेनर है. ओके, वो कंटेनर के अंदर समझो कि 5 प्रिविलेजेस डाल दिया मैं. अब तुम पूछे, ओके, समझो काशिफ पूछा मेरे को, सर वो मेरे को 5 प्रिविलेज दो. जब मैं क्या करूंगा, ये 5 कमांड टाइप्स करने के अलावा, इंस्टेड ऑफ टाइपिंग दिस 5 कमांड्स, आई विल बी गोइंग टू असाइन दिस रोल टू द Kashif. Kashif will get all those 5 privileges. Now again, this person came. Okay. For example, Naushad came, and Naushad asking me, can you give me all those privileges, whatever you have assigned to Kashif? So that I will be going to give that role to him also. So once I assign that role to that person, whatever the privileges inside that role is there, all that privileges he also got. He will also get. Okay, like that. Role means it's a very simple concept, collection of privileges. That's enough. Okay. Now, apart from this role, we have something called profile. What is a profile? Means set of restriction. What is a profile? Set of restrictions. Set of restrictions. Okay. So at the time of database creation, one profile will be get it created. Okay. The profile name itself is default. So whenever we create one database user, once we create a database user, this default profile will be get it assigned to that user. So profile itself is a set of restriction. For example, okay, user has been connected to database. Okay, after connected, he was not doing anything. He was just simply sitting idle. Okay, so in that profile, I can put the restriction. If some user is idle for more than 30 minutes, that session should get disconnected automatically. Okay, I can put this type of restriction in profile. For example, the user was inserting his password for wrong password. He was inserting for a couple of times, for example 5 times, okay, or 3 times. Then the account should get locked. Okay, for how long the account should get locked, these all things we can define in a profile. For example, wrong passwords. After how many password account should get locked? Okay, one restriction. For how long the account should get locked? Okay. After how many days the user's password should get expired? Okay, in real time in corporate offices, they will put the restriction like this. Okay, after 60 days, Okay, his password should get expired. For example, you just take one live example. For example, net banking. So for example, I have a salary account in HDFC Bank. So after every 60 days, it will ask me that your password has been expired. Please change your password to log in. Otherwise, it won't allow me to log in. It will stop me there itself. To log in, you have to change because your existing password got expired. So how did this restriction is working based on the profile? Okay. For example, the user has been connected to database. If he was idle for example, some time, the session should get disconnected. Okay. Apart from that, okay, if you, even though user was keep on doing some transaction, okay, this user session should not go beyond 12 hours, yeah, 15 hours. Okay. After 12 hours, the session should get disconnected like that. So multiple type of restrictions we can define in a profile. So in short, profile means set of restrictions, Okay. So now let me show you the practical. Okay. Okay. Now this is a command to create a new user. Okay. Create user focus identified by focus. Default table space. Okay. For example, TBS. Okay. Temporary table space temp. Okay, first let me check whether do I have that table space with the name TBS or not. So how to check the table spaces information? Select table space underscore name, file underscore name from DBA underscore data underscore file. This is a command which will list you how many table spaces do we have and associate data files. So output is not in a proper format. To bring the output in a proper format, I have to do column file name for A40. Then backspace. Backspace means it will call to previous SQL statement. Okay. Now see here. Okay, we have a table space. TZ is there. Okay. So here then I have to give TZ temporary table space temp. So in real time, this is the steps we are going to follow. Okay. For example, focus user is there. For example, I will be going to create a user with TBS, for example. Yeah, HZ. Identified by HZ. Okay, user created. Now, so whether that user created or not, I want evidence. Okay, describe DBA underscore users, DBA underscore user. Within here, select username, comma, account status, comma, default table space, temporary table space from DBA underscore users, where username is equals to, for example, HZ. See here. So set line size 200 backslash. Okay, now see here. HZ user, the account status is open. Default table space is TZ. Temporary table space is temp. For example, now let's check for focus user, for example. Okay, for focus user, default table space is users. default temporary table space is temp grp. Okay, because while creating the focus user I didn't assign. So here I have assigned here I have assigned default table space, temporary table space. If you are not going to assign the while creating user, if you are not going to specify default table space and temporary table space, then it will take the default table spaces. For example, what are the default table spaces? How to check? Already I have shown you in our previous SQL table spaces session. So here we have very important view db underscore database underscore properties. So with the help of this view, we can able to check. Okay. For example, see here, let me show you. This is a command. Select property name, property value from database underscore properties, where property name is equal to default permanent table space, that is users. Okay, default temporary table space, default temporary table space. So here default temporary tables is temp grp, default permanent table space is users. Okay, so but in real time we are going to follow the standard method. I mean, while creating user we have to, in the command itself we have to specify. Okay, so I can force the database user to change his password by giving this command, alter user focus password expire. For example, here right now I have logged in as a sys user, show user, it says sys. Okay, alter user focus password expire. Now let's connect to focus user. So you can able to log in, but first you have to change password, then it will allow you to log in. See here, the password has expired. Change the password for focus user. New password you have to give. Then retry the new password. Connected. See here, password got changed. So as a DBA, I can force any database user to change his password. Okay. Now privileges. For example, now I have created a HZ user, right? Okay. Just before we have created one user with the name HZ. Okay. Now let's try to connect to this user. Okay. Just before I told you, after creating a user, that user will be having zero privileges. Zero privileges means even that user can't able to connect also. Okay. To connect also it required the privileges. Okay. Now here connect HZ/HZ. Now immediately it will throw an error. What? User HZ lack means no, lack in means it doesn't have. Okay, user HZ lacks create session privilege. Okay, and this is a interview question also. What is a least privilege to a database user? Least privilege means without that privilege even he can't able to connect also. Okay, what is the least privilege for a database user? Means that is a create session privilege. Create session privilege. How to assign the privileges means with the help of grant command. Okay, so first connect to sys user, grant create session to, for example, HZ. Now try to connect HZ/HZ. When earlier when I have given this command, I got the error. Now I have given create session privilege. See here, create session to HZ. Now database will allow this user to connect, but this user can't perform anything. Even he can't create table also, because for creating table it required again privilege. For example, let me show you live. Okay, create table emp employee ID number 10. So I will be creating emp table with one column. So once I hit the enter button, immediately I will be going to get the error that you don't have the create table privilege. See here, insufficient privilege, insufficient privilege. Okay, that means to run this create command, create table command, I don't have the privilege. Okay, now show user. Right now I was under HZ user, so I have to connect to sys user. After connecting to the sys user, grant create table to HZ.
That's it.
Now connect to HZ user. Now HZ user, now database allow HZ user to create the table. Earlier I got error, right? Now I can able to create now. Now see here table got created. Now select star from tab. See here EMP table is there. Select star from EMP. Nothing is there. So how to check the structure of EMP table? Describe EMP. See, each and every command is there in the handout. Okay. Now I want to check what are the privileges I have assigned to the user. What are the privileges I have assigned to the user? Okay. With the help of this command, we can able to check. See here, right now for focus user, sys user has assigned 2 privileges. What are those 2 privileges? Create session and create table. Means apart from these 2, nothing other privileges has been assigned for this user. Now how to create a role? How to create a role? So first let's connect to sys user. Show user. User is sys. Create role 1 for example. You can give any name here. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. Create role name. Role got created, but it is like an empty container. Okay, it doesn't have any privilege. What is a role? Collection of privileges. Right now, I didn't assign any privilege within this role. Now I have to assign some privileges. Okay, for example, create table space to grant create table space. Grant create table space to role 1, for example. See, grant succeed. Now grant role 1 to HZ. To HZ. See here, that means, for example, inside this role, think that I have assigned 10 privileges. Okay, once that role I assign to the user, okay, whatever privileges are there under that user, all those privileges will be assigned to this user. Now already this role has been assigned for HZ user. Now I will keep on assign the privileges to this role. So to whom this role has been assigned, all those users will be going to get all those roles, all those privileges. Okay. So अब रियल टाइम में क्या होता है, देखो जब भी एक नया यूजर आता है उसको ये 5 से 6 प्रिविलेजेस देना बोल के रहता, तो हम लोग डीबीएस क्या करते, एक रोल बना के रख दिए रहते. ओके, जब भी नया यूजर आया वो रोल दे देते. अब कितने बार वो कमांड्स टाइप कर लेते रहते बोल के, समझे ना. Now for example, how many roles are there in my database? I want to check. This is a command. So this is a command to check what are the privileges under this role. So here only one privilege is there. What is that one privilege? That is create table space. Okay, we can also check for how many users this role has been assigned. DB describe DB underscore roles. Select role from DB underscore roles where where role is equals to, for example, role 1, whether that role 1 exists or not to check. So here it's exists. Okay. So under this role, how many privileges are there? With the help of this command, with the help of this view, I can able to check. Okay. Suppose for how many users this profile has, this role has been assigned. Even that one can also, that one also we can check. So till now, for how many users I have assigned this role? Till now, okay. From sys user I have created, right? So anyhow, sys user has the access. Okay. So apart from apart from sys, to whom I have assigned for HZ user. Okay. So it was showing here HZ. Okay. Now we are going to see the object level privileges. Okay. For object level privileges, okay, to show you the object level privileges, I required two database accounts. For example, select username account underscore status from DBA underscore users, where username in, for example, focus HZ. Okay, anyhow, I have the two accounts. Okay, so let's log into focus user for an example. Under focus, do I have any tables or not? So okay, I have multiple tables are there under focus. Okay, for example, select star from EMP. Select star from EMP. Okay, so under EMP, two rows are there. Okay, now for example, let's connect to HZ user. Now from HZ user, try to access the EMP table which is exist under focus user. Select star from focus.emp. Okay, now you should get an error now. See here, table or view doesn't exist, means table is EMP table is not exist under focus user, but it exists because it is giving this error because focus user has to give you the privilege. Focus user has to give the privilege to HZ, then only HZ can able to access. This is called object level privilege. Now see here, focus user itself a normal user, normal database account. Okay, so how can he able to give? He can't able to give the system privileges. Okay, system privileges can be assigned only by sys user. Okay, but it is a normal user. But under this user, we have some object is a EMP object. Okay, so he can give the object level privileges to others. Means EMP table is its own table. So it's up to that user. He can assign the table level privileges to other users. Table level privileges is called object level privileges. Okay, table level access is called object level privileges. For example, now you are under HZ user now. Now let's connect to the focus user. Now through focus user will be here. Now show user, it's a focus. Focus user is giving the access on EMP table. Focus user is giving access to HZ user. Grant select on EMP to HZ. Grant select. Okay, so overall focus user can able to give select insert update delete. So based on the focus user's requirement, he can give the these four type of privileges on the EMP table to others. Okay, as of now he has given only select privileges. Now connect to HZ user. Now try to access this EMP table. Now he can able to access because he got the privilege. Okay, whether this privilege is there or not. If privilege is not there, this error has to be thrown. If privilege is there, this output has to be given. From where it will get this verification? From the data dictionary. That's called semantic check. That's called semantic check, whether that user has the access on so and so table or not. That's called semantic check. Okay. Now, which user has given the object level privileges to which user? And what are the object level privileges has been given? For example, focus user has given object level privileges to HZ user. Okay, what object level privileges? Within this, for which object level privilege? For that, to check this information, we have a separate view is there. Now this is the command. See here? Grantor. Grantor means the person who has given. Okay. Grantee, the person who has taken. Okay. What has been taken? Select privilege. Okay. On which table? EMP table. Got it? So who is the owner for EMP table? Focus user. That means grantor is focus, grantee is HZ. Okay, grantor has given which privilege? Select privilege. Okay, select comes under object level privilege. Got it? So hope you are getting. Okay. Now how to revoke the privilege? This is a command. So who can revoke? Okay, only focus can revoke. Okay, because focus has given, right? Okay, show user. So right now I am under HZ user. Now connect to focus user. Revoke select on EMP table from HZ. Now HZ user from now onwards he can't able to access it. Okay. So this is the object level privileges. Okay. How to drop a user? This is a command. Okay. This command will work only when user is empty. When user doesn't have any objects. Okay, then you can able to use drop user username. Okay, for example, under HZ I have one table, right? Means one object is there, so I can't able to drop. See here, let's connect to sys user. Drop user HZ. It has to throw an error because HZ user is not empty user. Okay, drop user username. It's only to drop the empty users. Here must use a specified to drop HZ. Cascade must be specified. Cascade in means in database language forcefully. Drop user HZ cascade. Means forcefully means first inside that user, whatever the objects is there, first objects will get it deleted, then user will get it deleted. Okay. Okay, for example, how many users has been connected to our database? As a DBA, I need to check. As a DBA, this monitoring command means session management. Monitoring commands is very, very important. Okay. So only one user has been connected to the database. Select count star from $session. $session is a very, 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 very important table to DBA. Okay. From this table, as a DBA, I can able to check how many users has been connected to database, what are their names, from how long they have been connected. Okay, I can able to check from this table how many users connected, from how long they have been connected. With this table, I can check. Okay. So apart from that, so whenever user connects, okay, see here, whenever user connects, okay, listener will perform authenticate. After that, listener will assign one server process. Okay, already we have discussed in the architecture. Okay, every server process will be going to have one unique ID. Okay, for example, think that focus has been connected. That means for focus user, there will be one server process. What is that server process ID? Okay, that also we can able to check from $session. Okay, so let's check. As of now, only one user has been connected. What is that username? That user will be the sys user. So with the help of this command, I can able to check. See here, let me put this output also. It will make you easy. For example, now okay, now see here, earlier I have given where username is not null. Okay, where username is not null. Okay, so all these things has been has not shown. Okay, so what are these means in backend? So many background processes. Okay, so many backend jobs will be there that has been connected to database. So these all are those sessions. Okay, where username is not null means it will be going to show only sys user. Okay. So these are the background processes. Background processes. When database started, background processes got started. Okay, that background processes sessions are there. For example, see here. Means without username, 21 sessions are there. With username, one session is there. Now, for example, that sys user will be going to have one server process will be there. For that server process, one unique ID will be there. Okay, so how to find out that one? So here, whenever any database user, okay, including sys user, whenever any user connects to the database, one unique SID, one unique SID, one unique serial hash, okay, one unique process ID, one unique SPID. SPID means server process ID. PID means this PID will be going to run at OS level. Means some resources is required, right? That one, okay. For example, now here to make you understand, let's open another terminal. Let's connect to the Oracle user. Let's export to same database. Okay, same database. Okay, let's connect to some user. For example, focus user. Now focus user has been connected to which database? Prod. Now see here where username is. Now here it will be going to show you focus user also, because now focus user also connected, right? Okay, for focus user will be also going to have one unique SID, one unique serial hash, one unique PID, one unique SPID. जब कभी एक यूजर डेटाबेस को कनेक्ट हुआ था उसको 4 चीजें असाइन हुए थे, एक एसआईडी, एक सीरियल हैश, एक प्रोसेस आईडी, एक एसपीआईडी। ओके, तो वो चेक करना है तो ये कमांड है। तो मैं इधर क्या कर रहा हूं, मैं आई विल बी क्लबिंग टू टेबल्स फ्रॉम $v सेशन आई कैन चेक द एसआईडी एंड सीरियल हैश, फ्रॉम $v process I can check the PID and SPID. So by clubbing these two tables, I can check in a single command, I can check SID, serial hash, PID, SPID also. For which user? Focus user. So here, for example, in second terminal, I have exited from focus user. Now go and check this command. It doesn't show focus user now. Here, focus user disconnected. Now again, let's connect to focus user. Now try to connect here. Now try to run this command, focus user came. Got it? Now again, some unique number will be get it assigned. See here. So hope you guys are getting this information. Okay. For example, I don't want focus user to be connected to my database. I really don't like focus. I don't want focus users should connect to my database. For example, to make you understand, I want to kill this user. Let's find out that user's SID and serial hash. By finding out the SID and serial hash as a DBA, I can kill to any session. I mean any user. For example, alter system kill session. Okay, which user? Focus user. Focus user's SID and serial hash I need to give here. Semicolon, enter. For example, see here, as a focus user, I can run, for example, any queries. Okay, for example, after killing this user, okay, let's run any query. Okay, I will get that message will be pop up that user has disconnected. See here, your session has been killed. Who has been killed? Who killed this session? Sys user. Sys means DBA. As a DBA, I can kill any user session with the help of SID and serial hash. How to find the SID and serial hash? From $v session. How many users connected? How to find out? From $v session. From how long those users has been connected? To check from the $v session. See, a $v session and $v process are very, 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 very important tables. Okay, in real time, as a DBA, okay, your company boss or your manager can ask you, hello, Mr. DBA, can you tell how many users has been connected to database? Within a couple of seconds, you have to tell them how. This command, by running this command, you should not say that I didn't remember the command. You are not supposed to open your notebooks to go through and search the command. You have to keep all these commands in your brain. Okay, no need to remember the entire command. Okay, you just remember these table names. Okay, describe those tables. Okay, select the required columns and run the select statement. You will get the proper output. Okay. Now see a profile. Okay, how to create profile? Let me show you how to create a profile. For examples here. So under profile, we can keep up to 16 restrictions. Okay, right now I will be keeping how many restrictions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's up to me. Okay, so I will be keeping only 6 restrictions. More 10 I can keep. Okay, so here, failed login attempts. It's up to us. Okay, for example, I will be keeping 3. I can keep 2. I can keep 30. I can keep 20. Okay, it's up to DBA. Okay, but DBA is going to take the CEO's permission here. So he has to sit and discuss with the CEO, means with the company owners, with the so in the board meetings. Okay, so every organization on every half yearly or every yearly will be having the board meetings with all the chairmen, with all the owners of the companies. Okay, so in that meeting, DBS will be also invited. Okay, because all these type of questions you have to discuss with them. Okay, For example, how after how many wrong attempts the account should get locked. For example, after 3 wrong attempts. For how long? Okay, for 1 day. 1 day means overall for 24 hours. Okay. Password lifetime, how many days means for how many days the user's password should get expired. For example, for HDFC Bank net banking, it will be a 60 days. So for how many days? For example, here for just to make you understand, I have given 7. Okay, sessions per user means, okay, that user, okay, for example, SQL plus focus users, one session is there. Again he will be opening another terminal, connect focus second session. Okay, same user, second session, third, fourth means each user by keeping the existing terminal open. So like that, how many terminals through he can able to connect database. Okay, for example 5. Okay, idle time means he has been connected but not doing anything. Okay, so okay, anything. Okay, then when he okay, anything. Okay, so it will be in minutes. Okay, after 1 minute he was not doing anything, so that user session should get it killed automatic. Okay, user connect means for example 600 means it's 10 hours, even though he was keep on doing anything. Okay, after 10 hours the account should at least once disconnect and connect. Okay, so he should get disconnected like this. So yeah, profile created. What profile created with how many restriction? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With 6 restriction, profile got created. For example, now I want to assign this profile to some user. Okay, so while creating the user, I can assign, as well as for already created user also I can assign like this. While creating user, this is a command. Okay, for already created user, this is a command. Okay, user altered means for focus user, prof1 has been assigned. While creating focus user, I didn't assign any profile, means default profile will be get it assigned. Now I have assigned some different profile, so that default profile will be revoked. One database user will be going to have only one profile at a time. For example, another profile I will be assigned, existing will be revoked. New okay, got it? Hope you are getting. Okay, now whether this prof1 profile exists or not, to check, this is a command. Yes, prof1 profile is exist. Okay, with how many restrictions here? With 6 restriction. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Okay, normally while creating profile, as I told you, 16 restrictions we have to give. Okay, but this time while I will be creating this prof1 profile, I have given only 6 restriction. So the rest 10 it will be referred to default. Default means default profile. Under default profile, what value is there, that value will be assigned to this restriction. See, overall 16 restriction. Restriction number 1, 2, restriction number 3, restriction number 4, restriction number 5, restriction number 6, restriction number 7, restriction number 8, restriction number 9, 10, 11, restriction number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, like this. So for example, default profile exists or not? If exists, under default profile, how many restrictions are there? Okay, no. How many users are accessing this default profile? This is a command to check. Okay, so this number of users means all users are accessing default profile. Okay, except focus user. Okay, so your focus user is not showing here. So this prof1 profile accessing how many users? Only focus. Okay. Except focus, all other users are running default profile. Okay. For example, under this prof1 profile, password lock time. Password lock time, I have kept it as password lock time. Under prof1 profile, password lock time, I have kept it as 1. Okay, now I want to keep it as 2. Then this is a command. Alter profile name. Okay, limit means I want to increase or decrease the limit. Okay, limit. Okay, limit. Then which restriction name and what value wants to give. Now go and check here. It will be going to show you now. Instead of 1 here, it has been changed to 2 now this time. So yeah, it has been changed for 2. Okay. Now here we have one parameter called resource. Show parameter resource. Just give me a minute. So actually underscore is there here. It will be no. So what is the use of this resource underscore limit parameter? Okay, resource underscore limit parameter. For example, under profile, for example, these are the for examples here: CPU per session, CPU per call. Okay, for example, connect time, idle time. For example, this is related to resources. See here. This is for example. Okay, so these restrictions to come in effect. Okay, you have to enable this parameter. Okay, so by default this parameter will be false. You have to make it enable. Okay, in real time by default this parameter will be enabled. Okay, so here how to, at the time of database creation it false, later we have to enable it. Okay, so how to enable, this is a command. Okay, so apart from this, so here we have one more thing. Okay, so to make the you want this password should be case sensitive or not, you have to decide with this parameter. Okay, with this case SCC means case. Okay, sensitive logon, by default it will be the false. Okay, you can give it as a true. Okay, whether you want the user's password to be case sensitive or not. For example, while creating the user, So this parameter is related to case sensitive, means while creating the user, one character he has given in one character he has been used in lower case, one character he has been used in the upper case. Okay, but he has not given here true. Okay, means that by default it was false. Okay, while inserting the password, that same digit, same character he has to give. Okay, whether it's uppercase, lowercase, it will be not going to check. Password is matching or not. That's all. It will check and allow. Okay, but case sensitive true. If you make it true, okay, while creating that user, what password he has been given in uppercase or lowercase. If it's uppercase, only if he user while connecting use the uppercase, then only it will allow. Otherwise, it won't allow. That is that is the use of this parameter. Okay. So apart from that, the one thing is there here, that is called password file. One concept is there, password file. Password file. What is exactly this password file? Okay, so password file is a file. Password file is a file, okay, which is created at the time of database creation, which is created at the time of database creation, which consists of sys users password, which consists of sys users password. Under password file, sys users password will be there, as well as okay, as well as another thing will be there under password file. What is that means? Okay, for example, in our database, in our Oracle database, there are super roles are there. For example, just before I have created role, right, role 1, like that default super roles will be there, some powerful roles will be there. Okay, for example, sysdba. What see here, for example, sys user is there. Okay, sys is also a normal user, but he will be that sys user has become super user for entire database. How? Okay, how? That is with the help of this sysdba role. With the help of this sysdba role. What is sysdba? It's a most powerful role. Okay, apart from that, sysoper is there. These two are the most powerful roles are there. Okay, at the time of database creation, this sysdba role will be assigned for sys user. Okay, after that, that sys user has become super user. For example, okay, for example, see here. So for example, you and me both are humans, and we are both are normal persons. Okay, for example, okay, just take the Mr. Narendra Modi. Okay, he's not a normal person. Okay, he is the most powerful person in our country. How he has become the most powerful person? Okay, he's not the most powerful. He's how he become the super user. How he got the most powerful user means the role which has been assigned to him. Okay, what role has been assigned to that person? Okay, prime minister. Okay, that role is most powerful. Okay, with the help of that prime minister position, he got the most powerful. Like that in the Oracle database, so whoever will get this powerful privilege, that user will act as a super user in the database. Okay, so this privilege has been assigned to sys user at the time of database creation. Okay, so to how many user this sysdb and syssuper privilege has been assigned, that information will be there in password file, as well as to whom, to which user, sysdba comma sysupper roles has been assigned, will be going to store under password file. Will be going to store in password file. So what does password file consist of? Means two things. One is sys user password, and the second information will be there, which super privilege has this sysdb and super privilege has been assigned to which, how many users. Okay, by default only for sys user. Okay, so how password file looks like. Now the question is that how password file looks like. Okay, like this, Aura PW SID. Okay, that is my SID is prod, right? It will be like this, Aura PW prod. Okay, default location for password file. Default location for password file, that is $Oracle home $Oracle home/dbs. Okay, for example, due to some reason a password file got corrupted or got damaged or deleted. Suppose password file got damaged, for example, got corrupted or deleted. Unfortunately got deleted. Okay, then how? Okay, then how? Okay, with the help of Aura PWD utility, we can able to create new password file. Okay, see here. So by default, the password file consists of sysuser password as well as to how many users we have assigned the super roles. That information will be there. Okay, to how many users super roles has been assigned. Okay, and that information will be there. By default, password file will be under Oracle home/dbs. The password file will looks like Aura PW SID. Okay, now for every database there will be one password file. For example, right now how many databases I have? Only one database. Okay, for that database one password file should be there. Where? Under Oracle home/dbs. Here this is a password file, Aura PW SID. For example, unfortunately this file got deleted or corrupted or got damaged. Okay, now for prod database password file is no more. Now I want to create it. So how to create it? Aura PWD file is equals to Aura PW. Aura PWD file is equals to Aura PW prod. For which database? Prod database. For prod database, what is the instance name? Means SID prod. Okay, then password is equals to. So which user password you have to specify here? Sysuser's password. Sysuser's password. That is manager. Okay, up to here it's a mandatory command. So apart from that, here we have some optional options is there. These are the optional. Force is equals to y. Means even though password file is there, I want to recreate it. Don't throw an error, just recreate it. Okay, force is equals to y. Ignore case is equals to y. Means to make the sysuser password as a case sensitive. Now go and check. Now password file got created. Okay, now for example, now assign these super privileges to some user. For example, grant sys dba to focus. Now focus user will become similar to sys user. Okay, now for example, I want to check for how many users I have given super privilege. With the help of password file, I can able to check. Then this is a command. Yeah, apart from sys user, focus user is there. अब से फोकस यूजर भी सिस यूजर के बराबर का हो गया. कई को उसको भी मोस्ट पावरफुल प्रिविलेज डेटाबेस के अंदर क्या है? सिस डीबीए प्रिविलेज है. अब कोई इंटरव्यू टाइम में पूछा कौन सा डेटाबेस के अंदर कौन है सबसे मोस्ट पावरफुल, इंडिया में कौन है मोस्ट पावरफुल पर्सन? प्राइम मिनिस्टर. सेकंड मोस्ट पावरफुल प्रेसिडेंट, ऐसा ओरेकल डेटाबेस में कौन है मोस्ट पावरफुल पर्सन? ओके, सिस यूजर है। क्यों सिस? उसके पास ऐसा क्या है जिसके थ्रू उन्हें मोस्ट पावरफुल पर्सन बन गया? बोले तो सिस डीबी रोल है उसके पास। अब वो इंडिया का प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी है, उन्हें क्यों इतना पावरफुल? बोले तो फॉर मिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी वी हैव द super privilege called prime minister. So who the person who will get that privilege, prime minister, he will become the most powerful person in the country. Okay, so like that, when it comes to the Oracle database terminology, the user who will get the sysdba privilege, that user will act as a super privilege. Okay, so normally real time में ये sysdba privilege sys user के अलावा कभी भी किसी को भी नहीं देते. ओके, दे सकते इसलिए मैं बताया, लेकिन नहीं देते कभी भी. ओके, so that's enough for today. Okay.